Greetings and welcome to another video looking at Project Cars and Forza Motorsport 6. Again, made this a couple of weeks ago. We saw the Forza 6 and F1. I thought knock together a Project Cars one as well, a couple of these to come. Again, just to see a comparison really between the way the cars sort of handle. Obviously the instantly you see that the frame rates in Project Cars in terms of the replays make a huge difference, and better replay views all round. You're seeing much more of the racetrack. There's also a full field of cars on Project Cars where you can't do that on Forza Motorsport without having all these irrelevant sports cars racing around with you, because it only lets you race by class currently, so at time of recording. So that's a bit of a shame. I mean, Forza Motorsport, you just can't race the cars you want to race, which is a bit of a bummer. Handling wise, I'm using the Audi. I selected the Audi for Forza Motorsport thinking I'll do the same car on Project Cars, but of course I only have that on the PC version, the unlocked cars, so alas, I just had to pick another LMP car to race around with and see how I got on. So racing up to a heavy braking point, and my screen is very jerky, so I don't know what's going on here, but they're about neck and neck, the two cars. And you see a fair bit more sort of opposite lock in the Forza Motorsport as we work our way round and continue on our way around the final corner. Now it's pretty close in terms of lap times. I think the Audi's slightly quicker on Forza Motorsport, but it's just those opposite lock moments that let it down. Both games being played here with a controller, and this is the Xbox One version. So I think what's interesting is we look at the detail, the trees, sky, you know, there's a different approach, a bit more of a yellowy look to Forza Motorsport. Then of course you've got that dynamic lighting on Project Cars as well, so you can have any time of day and night on there, and you know, bring much more to the whole experience. Again, I think it's funny with all these videos, you know, how you've got completely different handling in the cars, and I think it highlights the point where a realistic lap time doesn't mean realistic handling. That's the thing. You know, a car can lap exactly the same time in the game with entirely different approaches in terms of inputs and approach. I'm much faster on the power in Project Cars because I can get on the power and just hold the throttle at that point, then use it to push me out on the exit. On Forza Motorsport, I'm having to really hold off until we get to the exit, then putting my foot down. So it's a very different approach to the two games. And coming around over the line for the final lap. And, seeing that's pretty close. Obviously one of them's in a race, so I've had to jostle a bit with Project Cars. But you know, these are both games, if you have an Xbox One, you know I would own both, frankly. Both offering different things. Great track selection in Forza Motorsport this year. Shame they've included all the Formula E cars, but you can't actually run a Formula E race with all the Formula E cars. However, things like that are frustrating and pointless. But, nevertheless, I love those Project Cars replays though. You know, at least they've made the effort to do something that's a bit more TV-like, it's a bit new, rather than sort of the old school hovery cam close up to the car replays that we saw in Forza Motorsport 2, which I complained about at the time. Back in 2007, and they're still sort of there on these new tracks, very impractical angles. I guess really focusing on the one car, and that's it. That's the whole objective there. So two different games with same racetrack, some similar looks to them, some similarities here and there, but ultimately a very different driving style, different approaches to audio, which may or may not be edited in the final video, but we'll wait and see. And that's it from me for now as we come around the final corner, and there'll be more Project Cars and Forza Motorsport 6 action to come.